What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Rank Everything, the show where we rank everything. Today, today recommended by Let's Go 3616. We're gonna be ranking the best music genres to play at a funeral. So this video is gonna be pretty short today because we've just got, I think this is like 13 or 14, but these are the major music genres. So here at the bottom we have, for our tiers, we have The Dead Person Will Turn It Off. This is like the music is so bad that the dead person is going to get up out of their casket and go turn it off before going and laying back down. Up from there we have The Crowd Will Boo. This is like if someone played this during the funeral, everybody would start to boo and yell and not be happy about it. Up from there, we have A Toe Tapper. This is like, you play this at the funeral and, it gets people to like tap their toes along, but nothing too crazy. From there, we have Groovin' and Jivin'. This is like people are starting to like actually dance. Like people are actually starting to like enjoy the music and they're actually starting to really like dance in the field. And then we have a Boogie Down in the Casket. This is the exact opposite of the bottom one. This is where the person who's dead will get up out of their casket and they'll start dancing because the music is so good. Alrighty. So let's go. So first up we have techno music. So just like pure techno, because like techno is something like techno is made for dancing, or like it's like that's where you'll find a lot of like rave music at. But as far as it, like doing it for a funeral, I just don't think it fits. That's another thing. Like I feel like the music is going to need to fit the setting of a funeral, unless the music itself is so good that it just overwrites that need. And so what I think is that, I don't know, if someone started playing like hardcore techno music at a funeral, I would probably just think it's funny as shit and laugh. I'm going to say the crowd's going to boo for this one. Then we have electronic music, which is very, very similar to techno, but I think electronic is just, they're so similar to me. I don't know what any really, I don't know what the strict detailed differences are. So what I'm going to say is they're probably just going to go in the same category. I think the crowd would boo. Country. So just like regular American country. This is, where I live, it'd be very common to hear this at a funeral. And so I think you'd get some people tapping toes with this. Like, country music's not the kind of thing you dance to, if you ask me. I think it's the kind of thing that you just sit there and you just sort of quietly enjoy, if you can enjoy it. Disco. This is, I think I'm going to put this up in Groovin' and Jivin'. If you play like some freaking Boogie Wonderland at a funeral, and I'm the one who's dead, I will get up and I will start dancing to it. Yes, absolutely. And with that being said, I'm actually going to move this up to the top. This is our first Boogie Down in the Casket. Then we have dubstep. I don't hate dubstep music. I like dubstep songs, and I have plenty of dubstep songs I think I like. I can't name them all, of course, but for a funeral, I think the dead person is going to turn that one off. Blues. If it's just like I guess it depends on, I don't know. If we're just talking about blues in general, because I'm trying to not be too more specific and go into like, smooth jazz because jazz is right there. Good, never mind. Blues. I guess blues fit the setting of what you would expect to be played at a funeral, because everyone's all sad and it's literally called blues. I'm gonna say this is another toe tapper. All right, R&B. So R&B is where I feel like we're gonna, because like a lot of R&B songs are like, I guess the word I would use is that they're sexy. There's a lot of R&B songs that are sexy, and so does the sexiness of the R&B fit with a funeral? I think that, with every single one of these, it just depends on what song you play. because some songs in every genre has songs that are going to be more appropriate and less appropriate. And so I like R&B music. I definitely listen to a lot of that sort of thing. And for every single one of these, what I'm assuming is that like it's very quiet, like sort of played in the background where like the music is loud enough where if you want to listen to it, you can. But if you want to get into a conversation with somebody, you can just talk to them and have the music not get in the way because it's just turned down enough for that. As far as so R&B for funeral, I'm gonna say it's like toe. I'm gonna say it's like toe tapping. I'm gonna say you're not gonna get much more out of that from me. Reggae, I do not listen to reggae. I really have no clue what it is exactly. I've heard some of Bob Marley's songs before. That's all the experience that I have with it. And I know it's stuff like that, like the freaking. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll give it a toe tapper. I'll give it a toe tapper. Pop music. So I think pop music is a little bit too cheery for what a funeral is, and so I feel like if someone played pop music, somebody would tell them to turn that shit off. So the crowd's gonna boo for this one. Rock music. It's in the same boat as pop, I think, where it's just too much for a funeral. So that the crowd will boo. Funk. Not to be confused with funk. Funk music, like James Brown type music. That's another like dance one, stuff like that. You know, it also goes into sort of the realm of like being like sexy music. I'm gonna say this one gets another toe tapper. And gospel music, right? Okay, gospel music is the music to be played in a church for either a funeral or a wedding. Like they could sing a sad gospel song to represent the passing, you know, and if it's a wedding, they might sing a happy one. I'm gonna say this is our first groovin' and jivin' one. I'm not gonna put it all the way at the top, just because because like you have to be you don't have to be, but like you're gonna be really into gospel music if you're someone who is deeply faithful, and I'm not deeply faithful, so I can't see myself being like that kind of thing. Heavy metal, I like heavy metal music. I listen to it all the time, but as far as a funeral goes, that's a no. I think the dead person's gonna have to turn this one off. Hip hop. So I love hip hop music. I listen to rap all the time, things like that. But for a funeral, though, I mean, there's definitely plenty of sad hip-hop songs that you could play that might fit the setting of a funeral, so I'm going to give this one a toe tapper to give the benefit of the doubt. Jazz, this is going to sound weird. I think jazz is honestly like the perfect kind of music to play at a funeral because it's slow instrumentation with like the saxophone and that kind of thing. It's really good for like setting the mood. I'm going to put this one up in Boogie Down. In the casket. Latin music. I know I've heard Latin music before, but I couldn't tell you a single Latin song name. Couldn't tell you a single Latin song name. And that's another thing. Latin music is often very like upbeat and stuff like that, from what I've heard of it. And so I think that I think the crowd would boo if you played Latin music at a funeral. Of course, if it was a Latin funeral, then sure, play all the Latin music you want. But I guess if we're talking about like a multicultural, diverse funeral, that kind of thing, where's all those people there. I mean, it really depends on like what the wishes of the person who's deceased is. Like, would they want the Latin music played at the funeral? I mean, like, I haven't ever thought about what song I will want played at my funeral. But, you know, maybe I'll start thinking about it after I finish this video. Right, funk. So this is, from my understanding, funk music is a mixture of regular funk and something like techno and electronic, where like it's got these really intense beats, like maybe you could even say it's like a mixture of dubstep as well, and it's got these really intense beats, and other things like that. I hear about, like, I don't know, I want to say I hear about like Mongolian funk all the time, or I don't know. I'm not an expert. So, but just from what I've heard about funk, I don't think it would be good to play at a funeral. I think it's too over the top, the same way that something like pop or rock or even heavy metal would be. So I'm going to say the crowd's going to boo. And finally, we have soul music. So I feel like soul is another really good one to play at a funeral because like it's very emotional. You can really get wrapped up into it. It can definitely fit the setting really well, depending on what the song is. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be grooving and jiving. But that is it for this tier list. Here we have it. This is our official ranking for what music genre is best to play at a funeral. If you all enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 300 subscribers right now. I would really love to hit. I would love to hit 500 subscribers by Christmas, but I don't think it'll happen, so I'm just going to ask that you please subscribe to this video, help us reach 300, and that'll be great. Leave a like on this video so you can see more content like this in the future. Share this video with your friends, just in case they think that they might die soon or something. Or they can, it's never too late to start thinking about your funeral music, I guess. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for what ranking you would like to see next in the future, please leave it down in the comment section below. It can be about anything. The channel is called Rank Everything. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good one.